Hey, this week it's Maiden Voyage, and yes, I've got my voice back. I'm hopped up on cough medicine. To be truly transparent, but in terms of Maiden Voyage, this is a fun one. An almost completely Ryoko episode, which, honestly, the show could have used more episodes where Ryoko was like 100% of the time, which this is. Although there is some Caddick stuff, mainly Jeremy having to be more courageous and more able to deal with his fear of heights than Oric. Yes, Jeremy did a great in an effort to save everyone else's life. So that's why it's not just a good, it's a great. But the main purpose of this episode is the title of the episode, The Maiden Voyage of the Skid Vladimir, which was supposed to be just a simple see if it drives straight and then turn it back around deal that becomes our first indication of the world of the digital sea. Quite a technological marvel for all the way back in '06, '07. This actually looks pretty. Could you? It almost reminds me of a very stripped down and very simplified City of Rapture. Imagine with newer tech and newer technology, full blown neon signs, massive connective tubes to several different monsters other than our new friend the eels. Eels, a full blown Navy sector of Atlantis. Yes, this is getting into fandom territory, but trust me, this is where I was thinking that the digital sea was going to go, and that the skid, or its, well, slight spoiler, successor might simply go too. But for now, it's a breathtaking first experience. A first experience that goes from breathtaking to horror movie as the digital sea turns red and we're introduced to the eels. Why did Jeremy have to do all that advanced Assassin's Creed parkour? To fix a bug, of course. He had to go back into his room, get a CD, and then bring it back to unstick the bug, which allows our Lyoko warriors to act in their miniature submarines. Yes, the Skid Vladimir may be the name of the big ship, and Aelita drives. Because, of course, you let the pink haired goddess and the genius that helped half make this thing drive. That's not a sexist thing, that's just straight facts, homie. The other four are in mini pods. And by the way, this is one of the rare times where all the Lyoko warriors are actually together from the start of a mission. It happens more rarely than you think, so I definitely drink this in, man. Aelita drives the main ship and the main controls that get everywhere. It's pretty much pressing buttons and simple joysticks. Oddly, simple video game stuff. But The four mini-subs can split off and act independently with the torpedo weapon systems, which turns the battle with the eels into a miniature Star Fox level. So much so that in the later video games of Quest for Infinity and Fall of Xana, that's exactly what they are. Star Fox aerial combat levels, taking on a myriad of enemies. But this good Vladimir runs on a battery that makes its armor immune to the sea. The battery runs out, they're all virtually drowned. This is going to get brought up multiple times as the skid becomes more involved in the storyline. But indeed, the maiden voyage, although rocky, goes successful. What they discover is that Xana's left replica Lyokos, which is the main storyline hook for the villain this season. He's using these replica Lyokos to further his reach and power himself up to his final form, if Xana had one. But it's going to take repeated voyages on the sea in order to discover the truth. For once, William is not involved in this episode. And yes, due to it being a fire and safety prevention week, Jim and the other firefighters are the thing that are giving Jeremy such a hard time that he has to Assassin's Creed it. But that's not important. This is a perfect introduction to the skid Vladimir, to the trueness of the digital sea, and the dangers it might further propose. A real CGI tour de force for a show straight out of '06. Maiden Voyage gets a 5 out of 6. And thank God, this season is so much better than the last. And does it early. The next episode is Crash Course. Well, that will come next week. We're already in June, everyone. It's kinda nuts. Enjoy Video Game Christmas. I'll see you next week.